Okay, guys, so today we're going to look at the beginnings of Python programming. This will be a kind of a short tutorial in Python, but it will give you a pretty good background in the language and the nuts and bolts of it, how to use Python actually to get it set up and running on your computer and things like that. Now, you're going to need to do this in Linux anyway. Python should already be installed in Linux. And so we're going to look at if it's not for some reason, I'll show you how to install it. But like I say, for the most part, Linux, that's part of what comes with most Linux distros is they'll either have Python or Python 3 installed already, so you shouldn't have to do anything. But first of all, I'm going to show you how to make sure it's there. And then second of all, I will show you how to set it up, and then we're going to just go through a basic programming class. So let's go ahead and look at the desktop. Okay, currently I'm in my Linux subsystem for Windows. This will actually work in subsystem as well, although not as well. Frankly, nothing works as good as good old Linux, but still, let's go ahead and look. I'm in my command line, and the way that we can determine if we have Python installed, the correct version and whatnot, we're going to type python 3. That should be Python 3 should be installed. So when we hit enter, it gives us the version of Python that we have installed, which in my case is 3.8.10. And it says on Linux, and that's pretty much all we need to know. Now you'll notice that the command prompt has changed. We have some arrows there. We have 3 arrows. You can see that or not. Let me, why my deal is not showing up as it ought to, but let's not use advanced or full screen. That seems to be an issue. All right, but now you should be able to see up here that my prompt has changed. So now I have 3 arrows. And basically what that is, that means we've entered the Python environment. We're not technically in the Linux command line anymore. We're in Python. If you want to check and make sure that Python is working, you type a very simple program in. We're going to type in print, and they're going to do parenthesis and then double quotes, hello world. We're going to spell it right. Close quotes, close parenthesis, and hit enter. And that should echo hello world for us. So that tells me that Python is correctly installed and it's behaving as it should. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of Python. Now the way that you get out of Python and back into the real Linux command line is type in exit followed by a couple of parentheses. What this is the exit function, and that's why the parentheses are there. When you enter, now we'll notice that our command line is back. So that allows us to make sure that we have Python, and then it allows us to get back into our regular command line. So if we type in Linux command now, we can see where we are. We can see that we're in our environment that we need to be in. So, but that is the key to typing in or to determine if you have Python installed. You want to type in the word Python or Python 3. Should you not get an answer, should you not get a response like this, go ahead and type in Python with nothing behind it, no 3 there, just Python. It's possible that you have the old version installed, not likely, because unless your computer came out in the 210s, 212, 2012, 2013, somewhere in that time frame, you're going to have Python 3 installed. But anyway, type in Python 3 and see if you get a version. If not, type in Python and see if you get a version. Now, if you, for some strange reason, don't have Python installed, if it says something like, I don't understand that command, then this is what you need to do. We're going to type in sudo, because you've got to be a super user to install anything, apt install, and we're going to type in Python 3. Hit enter, and when we do that, and we type in the right sudo password, and we type in the right sudo password, it's going to either tell us that we have it installed already, or it'll go ahead and install it for us. So that right there is the code to get Python 3 installed if you don't have it. Sudo apt install Python 3 in a Linux environment. That will install Python 3, and that will give you the tools that you need. So where it says Python 3 is already at the newest version, that tells me once again that we have it installed. So you shouldn't need to do that. It should already be installed. But if it's not, then you can, it'll install for you. Once it is, then you can type in Python 3 like we did a while ago, and that will go ahead and put you into the Python environment, and it'll tell you what version you got. So, and then when you want to get out, exit function, and you're back out again. All right, so that is how to determine if you have Python 3 installed. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. You are going to need Python 3 to complete the coming activities. Basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go through a short, kind of a brief introduction to Python. We'll talk about variables. We'll talk about a little bit of the syntax. We'll talk about if statements and loop statements. With Python, we'll also talk about the correct spacing, because it's all about the tabs and it's all about the indentions. That's how Python keeps up with the structure. Python is a really easy language to learn. The syntax should take you no time. A lot of it is just like English. But like I said, we'll go through that. And then we're going to work on some capture the flag, reverse engineering of Python code. We'll look at the script and see if we can fix it if it's broken, and then see if we can get it to run. So now that we know how to install Python, go ahead and get it on your Linux, either Linux computers preferably, or Linux subsystems for Windows. We'll get it installed, and we will move on to the next piece. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys in class.